What's up, everybody? It is T-Wolves 2016 here, and I'm, first of all, I am wearing a jersey of one of the teams playing tonight. I don't care about jinxes. Clearly, the teams playing don't, because both teams touched their conference championship trophies, and I think that's cool. I think that should happen more often, because I think the idea that they don't touch the trophy, I think it's interesting how it's a dynamic of the playoffs, and it's always like, will they or won't they? But it's I don't know. I've never liked that trope of, oh, if you touch that one, you're not gonna touch the cup because you don't want that one. I'm like, why can't they be happy that they won a conference championship? I mean, and I understand why both teams did it. Ovi Ovi did it because it's the first time he's ever won it. And he's like, yeah, I want to hold this trophy, F what everyone else says. I'm going to hold the trophy. But, and then Vegas did it because this is their first one too. It's the first one as an expansion team. They could get a conference trophy. And I know the Blues made it to the finals, but that's a different story. Real quick, I'll just go off on that just because if I don't, I'll have it on my mind the entire time. The Blues made the finals in their inaugural season, yes, but that is also because of a few factors. Number one, they were an expansion team in a division full of expansion teams, so an expansion team was guaranteed a spot in the final. How you ask? Because when the Blues came in, they had 12 teams in the league. They had the original 6, and then they had the 6 that came in, right? So they put the 6 who came in into their own conference and the original 6 into their conference. So an original 6 team was going to face an expansion team in the finals because they didn't have a playoff format. So either way, a team was going to make the finals in their first year because there was a division full of them. Now, the Blues also proceeded to get swept by the Boston Bruins, but that's, again, a story for another day. So Vegas is, in my opinion, the first true expansion team to make it in their inaugural season because they had to beat a division. They had to make it through 3 rounds, and they are now in the 4th round, the Stanley Cup Finals. And this is not a prediction video. This is just an oversight of the series because I don't believe in I don't really want to pick a winner because I don't care who wins, honestly. I'm going to be happy if either team wins, William Karlsson's one of my favorite players. Ovi, he's, the guy I'm wearing right now. He's one of my favorite players too. So, it's hard for me to say that I'll have a bad time during these finals. I'm going to enjoy watching every game, History's going to be made. So, I'm totally okay with whoever lifts Lord Stanley's hardware. I do find it interesting who's going to be presented the Stanley Cup if Vegas wins, because they have 6 alternates technically. They run 6 alternates and they rotate them. If I remember correctly, I do believe that it's just their pick, that one of the alternate captains receives it and then they hand it off and then they have a pecking order. But either way, this is more or less kind of like a summary of how both teams got here and what I expect from this finals. So Washington has been a team I've cheered for in the playoffs for the past several years, and usually you leave heartbroken. They got beat by the Rangers, they get beat by the Penguins, and they just cannot make it to the conference finals over and over again, and Ovi is being disappointed, and the Capitals just keep having this great team. You have a Vezina Trophy candidate in Braden Holtby in net one year, and that's not enough to get it done, and then you're eventually left with the idea of what can they do. So this year they lose the first 2 in Columbus. They lose the first 2 on home ice, and Ovi promises that they come back with the series tied in Washington. They win 4 straight and win that series 4-2. And that just kind of showed, Philip Grubauer was actually the starter going into the playoffs. And he, and after that, the the Washington Capitals played the Pittsburgh Penguins, their arch nemesis in the finals, in the not the finals, in the playoffs. And as someone who's been rooting for Washington, it was hard for me to watch that series because I was just like, what am I gonna do? Because Washington has had this idea that it's been meme worthy that that Washington can't beat Pittsburgh and that's it. And it's true. I mean, part of what makes a meme funny is that it's just true. So it was a true meme, and it made rooting for the Capitals hard. And when the Capitals won that series, I was elated. I was like, oh my gosh, they actually did this. And and then they had to go face Tampa, and no one expected them to beat Tampa, but no one expected them to beat Pittsburgh either. And then they go ahead and beat Tampa in a Game 7 on Tampa Bay's ice to make it to the finals. Vegas had a much more, I guess, I don't want to say easy, but they lost fewer games going to the finals, heading into the finals. They swept Los Angeles in the first round, even though Jonathan Quick played out of his mind. The Kings could not get any offensive help. The defense looked spotty at best. It's just, Vegas was good at winning 1-goal games. And then Vegas had to go in and play San Jose. And that series was a tough-fought series, but San Jose just could not keep up with Vegas' speed. They couldn't contain the speed, and Vegas won that series. Moving forward, you had Vegas versus Winnipeg, and that was a matchup I thought favored Winnipeg due to their size and scoring ability, and even they couldn't keep up with the speed and depth of Vegas. Vegas won that series 4-1, and the game-winning goal came from Winnipeg native Ryan Reeves, and I find that interesting because that's the second time this playoffs that a player either from that city or from the former team has scored the game-winning goal against it. If you remember, Braden McNabb scored the series-winning goal against LA, and he was the person that Vegas selected from LA. And so that is how they both got here. Capitals, Knights. And I'm expecting this to be a great finals. We've seen this entire playoff. The Capitals have actually been very good at neutralizing speed and winning neutral zone battles. They have offensive power and they have offensive scoring depth. And if Vegas can stop Ovi from scoring, they're just going to find the Capitals are going to find other ways of scoring. Lars Eller, Vrana, Backstrom's going to be setting people up. You're going to have Carlson on the defensive end. And it's just, you have this idea that that it's going to be a great finals. And I can just feel it, that it's going to be a great finals. I really hope we get to see 7 games. Just wishful thinking. I wish, I think we as fans deserve that, but I also think we as fans are going to enjoy it no matter what. I'm tired of people saying the NHL lottery, or not the NHL lottery, the expansion draft is rigged. It's not rigged. Vegas is a team full of misfits. It's outcasts, essentially. They're people who have been exiled from their original teams because they weren't up to task, or because the other teams wanted Vegas to take the cap hit, which is why they have Marchessault, Riley, Carlson, Neal, Fleury. They have all these players, and Fleury was not actually to kid him out. It was because the expansion draft, Pittsburgh couldn't protect. The way Pittsburgh was set up, they couldn't protect both goalies, and so they chose Matt Murray. Maybe the wrong choice. I think it's the wrong choice. I think they probably should have protected Fleury. Even though Fleury is a little bit older, you can still grow people underneath Fleury. And because Matt Murray still looked spotty this year. he picked it up and did have a good season, but he did not look consistent by any means, and the injuries doesn't help with that. So either way, like I said, this is not a prediction video. Excuse me. This is just me writing down what I've noticed and the kind of run to the playoffs, and just kind of building up into the game 1 that's going on tonight. I am going to be repping the Capitals. I'll probably take this jersey off at some point today and wear another jersey, just because I can and I enjoy wearing my hockey jerseys. That being said, I have bought some more jerseys, and they will be arriving in the next 3 to 5 days, hopefully. And when they do, I will be doing more jersey openings. And once I hit 100 overall jerseys, my 101st jersey will be a giveaway. And, again, I know I'm a small channel with 5 subscribers and not even 100 views total yet, but I might, do a giveaway thing for the 5 subscribers if they're interested. That being said, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a great Memorial Day if you are in the United States. And game 1 tonight. Hope for the best. Peace.